It was a crisp January morning in Seaside, California. The year was 1982. 5-year-old Anne Pham skipped along the sidewalk, her tiny backpack bouncing with every step. She was headed to kindergarten, eager to see her friends and learn something new. She never made it. Anne's walk to Highland Elementary School was a short one, just a few blocks from her home, but somewhere along the way she disappeared. Vanished. Gone without a trace. The alarm was sounded when Anne didn't arrive at school. Parents frantically searched the neighborhood. Neighbors joined in, their hearts pounding with a growing sense of dread. This was a quiet seaside town. Children played freely. Nothing like this had ever happened before. The police arrived, sirens wailing, breaking the morning calm. Every passing minute felt like an eternity. Search parties combed through yards, parks, and alleys. Hope dwindled with each passing hour. Where could she be? 2 agonizing days later, the unthinkable happened. Anne's small, lifeless body was discovered. She was found on the desolate grounds of the former Fort Ord Army base, miles from her home. The once vibrant little girl was gone, leaving behind an unbearable silence. The discovery of Anne's body sent shockwaves through Seaside. This wasn't just a missing child case anymore, it was a homicide. The idyllic seaside town had been violated, its innocence shattered. The community was consumed by grief and fear. Who could have committed such a heinous act? The police investigation was intense. Detectives worked tirelessly, following every lead, interviewing countless individuals. They desperately sought answers, seeking justice for Anne and her devastated family. Despite their efforts, the trail ran cold. Years turned into decades, and the case remained unsolved. Anne's killer remained at large, a ghost haunting the town of Seaside. For over 4 decades, Anne's case languished in the cold case files of the Seaside Police Department. The passage of time did little to ease the pain of her loss. Hope for justice began to fade with each passing year. However, the advent of new DNA technology offered a glimmer of hope. In 2020, the Monterey County District Attorney's Cold Case Task Force, armed with a grant from the U.S. Department of Justice, decided to reopen Anne's case. They had one crucial piece of evidence left, a rootless pubic hair found on Anne's body. The hair underwent a new type of DNA analysis, whole genome sequencing. This cutting-edge technology had the potential to unlock secrets hidden within the DNA, potentially identifying the perpetrator and bringing long-awaited justice for Anne. Section 5. The Ghost of Fort Ord. Fort Ord, the sprawling military base where Anne's body was found, had been decommissioned years earlier. It stood as a silent sentinel, a stark reminder of the tragedy that had unfolded within its boundaries. The base held secrets, whispers of a time gone by. It was a place where soldiers trained, families lived, and tragically where a young girl lost her life. The vastness of the base had made it the perfect hunting ground for a predator, hiding in plain sight. Section 6. A match made in hell. The DNA results came back with a match. The DNA profile from the hair sample pointed to a man named Robert John Lanoue. Lanoue had been stationed at Fort Ord in 1982 as a young Army soldier. But what made this discovery even more chilling was his proximity to Anne's family at the time of her disappearance. He lived just 1/10 of a mile from the Pham family home. Lanoue had blended back into civilian life after his military service. He had a past, one that was about to catch up with him. The DNA technology had breathed new life into a decades-old case, and the walls were closing in. Section 7. Justice delayed, but not denied. Armed with this new evidence, investigators tracked down Lanoue. The breakthrough came after years of painstaking work, re-examining old files and utilizing the latest advancements in forensic science. The dedication of the team was unwavering, driven by a commitment to bring justice to Anne Pham and her family. He was living in Nevada, a world away from the scene of his crime. The quiet suburban neighborhood where he resided was a stark contrast to the dark secrets he harbored. The vast Nevada desert seemed to symbolize the distance he had tried to put between himself and his past. When confronted with the DNA evidence, Lanoue confessed. The incontrovertible proof left him with no room to deny his actions. The DNA, meticulously analyzed and matched, was the key that unlocked the truth, forcing Lanoue to face the consequences of his actions. He admitted to taking Anne, claiming he couldn't remember the details of the murder. His selective memory, however, did little to mitigate the gravity of his confession. The admission was a significant step towards justice, but it also opened up a floodgate of emotions for Anne's family, who had waited decades for this moment. But the evidence, and his confession, painted a horrifying picture of what happened on that fateful January day. Lanoue's confession was chilling. The details, though sparse, were enough to piece together the tragic events that led to Anne's untimely death. The cold, eerie day in January was forever etched in the memories of those who loved her. He admitted to a history of sexually assaulting young girls, a pattern of predatory behavior that had gone unchecked for far too long. His past was riddled with instances of abuse, each one a testament to the system's failure to protect the vulnerable. The revelation of his history was a stark reminder of the dangers that lurk in the shadows, a pattern of predatory behavior that had gone unchecked for far too long. The community was left to grapple with the realization that a predator had been in their midst, evading justice for years. The impact on the victims and their families was immeasurable, a wound that time could never fully heal. In fact, he was already a registered sex offender in Nevada for a 1998 conviction for crimes against a minor. This prior conviction highlighted the systemic issues that allowed him to continue his predatory behavior. The registry, meant to protect the public, had failed to prevent further tragedy. In February 2025, Robert John Lanoue stood in a Monterey County courtroom. The courtroom was filled with a palpable sense of anticipation and relief. The long-awaited day of reckoning had finally arrived, and the wheels of justice were set in motion. He pleaded guilty to first-degree murder, kidnapping, and other heinous crimes against Anne Pham. His plea was a culmination of years of investigation and legal proceedings. The acknowledgement of his guilt was a crucial step towards closure for Anne's family and the community. He was sentenced to 25 years to life in prison, a sentence that reflected the severity of his crimes. The judge's gavel came down with a sense of finality, marking the end of a long and arduous journey for justice, a sentence that would ensure he could never harm another child. The community could finally breathe a sigh of relief, knowing that a dangerous predator was behind bars. The sight of children playing safely in the park was a poignant reminder of the importance of vigilance and the relentless pursuit of justice. Section 8. A Community Remembers. News of Lanoue's arrest and conviction brought a mix of emotions to Seaside. The community had waited for decades for this moment, and it was a day that many thought would never come. The arrest was a significant milestone in a case that had haunted the town for years. There was a sense of relief that justice had finally been served, but it was a bittersweet victory. The community had lost a precious life, and no verdict could ever change that. The pain and sorrow were still very much present, and the memories of Anne Pham lingered in the hearts of those who knew her. Nothing could bring back Anne Pham or erase the pain her family had endured for over 4 decades. The family had been through unimaginable grief, and the loss had left a permanent void in their lives. They clung to the memories of Anne, cherishing the moments they had with her. Anne's case resonated deeply with the community. Her story touched the hearts of many, and her memory became a symbol of resilience and hope. The community rallied together, supporting one another through the difficult times and finding strength in their shared grief. It was a stark reminder that monsters could lurk in the shadows, even in the most unsuspecting places. The case brought to light the harsh reality that danger could be present anywhere, and it made the community more vigilant and aware of their surroundings. It forced people to confront the uncomfortable truth that evil could touch even the most idyllic of communities. The sense of safety and security that many had taken for granted was shattered, and the community had to come to terms with the fact that they were not immune to such tragedies. In the aftermath of the trial, the community of Seaside came together to remember Anne. They held vigils, shared stories, and honored her memory in various ways. The gatherings were a testament to the impact Anne had on the community and the love they had for her. Planted trees in her memory, creating living tributes that would grow and flourish just as Anne should have. These acts of remembrance were a way for the community to keep her spirit alive and to ensure that she would never be forgotten, and vowed to never forget the bright-eyed little girl who was stolen from them. Anne Pham's legacy lived on through the stories, the memorials, and the collective memory of a community that refused to let her be forgotten. Her life, though tragically cut short, continued to inspire and bring people together. Section 9. The Future of Justice. The successful prosecution of Robert John Lanoue after more than 4 decades was a testament to the power of perseverance and the transformative impact of forensic science. This case, which had gone cold for so many years, was reignited by the relentless efforts of investigators who refused to let it be forgotten. It stands as a powerful example of how modern technology can breathe new life into old cases, providing new avenues for justice that were previously unimaginable. Anne's case served as a beacon of hope for other families still searching for answers, a reminder that even the coldest of cases could be solved. Her story has inspired countless others to keep fighting for the truth no matter how much time has passed. The emotional toll on families waiting for justice is immense. But Anne's case shows that persistence and advancements in forensic science can eventually bring the answers they seek. The use of DNA technology, particularly whole genome sequencing, has revolutionized criminal investigations. This cutting-edge science allows for the identification of individuals with unprecedented accuracy, making it possible to solve crimes that once seemed unsolvable. The ability to analyze genetic material in such detail has opened up new possibilities for law enforcement, providing them with the tools they need to crack even the most challenging cases. It has provided law enforcement with an invaluable tool to identify perpetrators, exonerate the wrongly convicted, and bring closure to families who have waited years for justice. The implications of this technology extend beyond solving individual cases. It has the potential to transform the entire criminal justice system. By ensuring that the right people are held accountable, DNA technology helps to build a more just and equitable society. As technology continues to advance, so too does our ability to solve crimes and hold perpetrators accountable for their actions. The future of justice is intertwined with the future of technology, and as we develop more sophisticated tools, our capacity to uncover the truth will only grow stronger. This progress promises a future where justice is not only more efficient, but also more accurate and fair. Anne Pham's legacy will live on, not only in the hearts of those who loved her, but also in the continuing pursuit of justice for all victims of crime. Her case is a poignant reminder of the importance of never giving up, of always striving to find the truth no matter how difficult the journey may be. The advancements in forensic science that helped solve her case will continue to benefit countless others, ensuring that her legacy endures. The wheels of justice may turn slowly, but they grind exceedingly fine. This age-old adage holds true, especially in an era where technology is constantly evolving. The pursuit of justice is a marathon, not a sprint, and with each passing year, we become better equipped to ensure that justice is served. The future of justice is bright, promising a world where every victim's voice can be heard, and every crime can be solved.